If you're seeing this on TikTok, happy midterm Mondays. Today, Louisiana, it is your turn. We're going to be discussing the Republican senator from Louisiana, whose seat is currently up for re-election in the 2026 midterms, Bill Cassidy. Bill Cassidy has served in the Senate from 2015 to 2027. He got the least amount of influential co-sponsors. They said 0 of his bills had influential co-sponsors. Influential co-sponsors are those that are either chairs or ranking members of committees or subcommittees. So essentially, for all the bills that he wrote, none of those people actually found it in their interest to therefore co-sponsor. Co-sponsorship is very important when it comes down to trying to get these bills into law. The more co-sponsors, the more buy-in, the higher the probability that people will vote for it, and the higher the probability that it will become law. Okay, he's the 4th most bills that got bipartisan sponsorship. 54 of his bills had a different party co-sponsoring, which means that on some topics, he is willing to work across the aisle. Bipartisanship is very important. You do need the buy-in of people that are not in your party. And if you are someone that seeks to be in Congress that does not want to work across the aisle, it will not work. It will not work, especially in this administration, because at some point, someone in Congress has to be able to stand up to this president, to this White House, to be able to say, listen, okay, you've went a little too far. I can't support you there. Okay. He is the 11th most often compared to other senators to join bipartisan bills. He introduced the 8th most bills compared to other senators. He was the 11th most absent in votes. Now, this is Bill, baby, you got a job to do, okay? I'm trying to figure out how'd you end up missing 43 out of the 680 votes. I need you to clock in, get on your Zoom, and get to your seat so that you can go ahead and cast your vote, okay? He is the 10th most to get his bills out of committee. He has had 15 bills get out of committee thus far. He is ranked 11th for the most politically left compared to Senate Republicans. And this should not be any surprise because of the previous information that I've told you about him, right? When you are more bipartisan, you work more across the aisle. In comparison to other senators, you will be considered to be more left-leaning or more central, like you're more right of center, but you're not like super right of center, like you're not like MAGA, right? But you do tend to be more centrist than you are super right leaning. He is 19 of Cassidy's bills had a companion bill in the House. So very similar to the previous representative that we discussed from Delaware, he also was very smart in being able to present bills in the Senate that would also be presented in the House of Representatives, because you need both the House and the Senate to be able to vote and pass the legislation for it to become law. If you go ahead and just put both of those bills in both of those houses, the probability of it being expedited through to becoming law is a whole lot higher. And that's just because you're killing 2 birds at one stone. You started the process in both locations, okay? Now, once again, like I did say, 0 of his bills had influential people signed on to co-sponsor. So I don't know what that means. That Bill be in the booth. He be writing. But it seems as though the people that matter don't be caring. Okay. And, Bill, you might want to try to fix that, sir. Also, interesting enough, this really shocked me when I read this. Bill voted to impeach Trump. Bill said, get that man up out of here. No one person is bigger than the program. No one person is bigger than the program. Okay? Bill said he's inciting insurrections. Our Constitution, our democracy mandates that no one monkey runs and or ruins this show. Bill said, yeah. Let's go ahead and get him up out of here. And because of that, Bill, now hold on. Hold on, Bill. Okay? Huh? Listen, if you still functioning with all them brain cells that you had back in February of 2021, when you went ahead and said that we got to get my guy on up out of here, then I support it. Who am I? I support it. Okay. Now, Bill, if you let us know if you ain't going to impeach on me if we put you back in that seat again. Okay, because we trying to get him up out. All right, act like you got some sense. Now, another thing is the fact that he did support the targeted extraction of Maduro, but he states that any declaration of war needs Congress to work with it. And this is like, Bill, I can work with you. Bill seems to be the most historical profile of a Republican that we have seen in previous years. Like when they talk about Republicans, when they talk about like old school Republicans, right? Like that would work across the aisle, right? That would say yes to some things, no to other things. If you think about the Republicans of Trump's first administration that literally was pushing back against all of the craziness that he was doing, this bill fits that ticket. Okay, Bill is not MAGA. He's like, okay, some things yes, some things no. Some things yes, some things no. And going through this process has allowed me to be able to see who are the more moderate Republicans, because a lot of the more moderate Republicans got their lips closed. And I don't blame you, Bill. You trying to go ride underneath the radar because you ain't trying to become the target of that man's ire. I get you. How come ever? I'm gonna need you to put on the back brace, straighten up that back, get yourself a little bit of backbone. Okay, I need you to yell at that man a little bit, huh? Yeah. We're gonna need you, Bill. If you decide, if Louisiana decides to go ahead and keep you in that seat, which once again, the main thing for the people of Louisiana when they are voting for their representatives, it is, what is he doing to y'all back at the crib? Okay, what is he doing to y'all in Louisiana? Is his policies, is his support working in your favor? And quite frankly, he ain't too bad to be a Republican. I'm honest, he ain't too bad, because that man understands how to be complex. Like, governance is complex. You do not have to agree with everything that the leader of your party does. Okay, so he said, listen, Maduro was a bad guy. I can't say I'm upset that he up out of there, but constitutionality still reigns supreme. Don't get crazy. You want to have a war? You're going to have to call us up. Call up Congress. Get on the horn. Ask for permission so we can dole out that money. Okay? You can have your little targeted operation. But don't go over there ready to pull no war in Iraq. Okay? Because you need us for that. And I ain't got no qualms with Bill on that front. So Louisiana, this is your guy. Is this your guy again? Is this your guy? All right. Let me know something.